People will often look at my photography and they'll say, Mike, how did you even see that phenomenon that you photographed? Or they'll ask me, how did you come up with that cool idea? Well, the short answer is that I was looking at the exceptions. Now, exceptions are just that. They're not in the main body of information that we're receiving, right? And we're trained to take that big body and crunch numbers on it and look for trends and do all types of fancy things with it. And if there's an exception somewhere, we tend to ignore them. But threats and opportunities show themselves at first as exceptions. They don't come out of the big mess of stuff that we're familiar with. They come out of the unfamiliar and at the extremes. And so it's important that we check out the exceptions and we pay attention to the exceptions. Now, most of the time, those exceptions won't be anything special. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to something I thought, oh man, this is going to be so cool. And I look at it and it's like, it's not floating my boat. I don't think it's going to float too many people their boats. And so I just decide to ignore that. But I had to check it out first. And so it's important that we check out the exceptions and we become attuned to wanting to do that. And that means you have to have the freedom to do it too. If somebody tells you don't waste time on that, you might be missing an opportunity, or that exception might come back and bite you later on. So it's important in this whole innovation and creativity ecosystem to pay attention to the exceptions. And from a personal standpoint, it's important to realize that being exceptional requires being an exception. It means that you're not part of the crowds. That means that you might be alone. You might be hanging out there kind of on your own a little bit. But that's okay. That's part of being exceptional. But it's part of the desire to be more and do more. And you can do that when you pay attention to the exceptions and you capitalize on those and you build on those. Here's an exercise for you. Think of some people you know, whether they're on your work team or family members or whatever, and think of what is unique about those people. And now spend some time and imagine a story around that uniqueness about how that person's unique ability could help you or help the world in a certain circumstance or in a certain threat. That person's unique trait might be the thing that saves the day for everyone. But craft a story around that. Spend a little time thinking about that. Our brains are hardwired in stories, so they like to hear stories and create them. And it's a great way to exercise your creative muscle. If you want to talk about this some more, drop me a line. Peace. Love you all.